I love Super Smash Bros. And I like Team Fortress 2, the characters, at least. Yeah, these two franchises could not be more different in basically every way possible, but for me, that's what makes for some of the best crossovers. Not really, but I gotta transition into the next section of the script somehow. As another one of my funky little drawing projects, this time I decided to do a quirky mix-up of these two very beloved gaming franchises. TF2 is a game that's really loved. Perhaps not as much as Smash, but I mean, it's Smash we're talking about, but to this day, years after the devs really stopped caring about the game at all, the TF2 community is still active, still holding these characters close to their hearts. Because really, I think the reason people are so attached to this game is because of the characters. They're all super iconic gaming personalities that even people that haven't played TF2 know about. And that's sort of where I am. I mean, I've played TF2 like once, but I always like the universe, the characters, the animated shorts. I'm way more invested in that than in the game itself. Not that there's anything wrong with the game that I know about, but that's where I stand with the Team Fortress franchise. I do love Smash Bros though. That's one of my favorite franchises ever, including some of my favorite characters in the universe. So I thought, why not mix the two? So I decided to handpick select characters from Smash Bros and reimagine them as every one of the mercs from TF2, like going off of their personalities, designs, and just overall vibe, you know, to see which ones would fit who. Before we begin though, I just want to say, please subscribe and like. I'm very passionate about making these art videos, but they do take a lot of work, so I really hope it pays off, you know. Without further ado, here's the entire TF2 roster of mercenaries, but there's Smash Brothers characters. Starting with... Right, so of course we had to start with Heavy. I mean, he's the face of TF2 as a whole, right? I mean, I guess some people would say it's Scout, but it's definitely Heavy. So, who did I pick to be in Heavy's place? I mean, there's definitely a bunch of heavyweight characters in Smash. A bunch of big brutes that could definitely fit Heavy's vibe. Heavy's portrayed as this big brute who's not really the smartest, even though he has like 2 PhDs, I think. I've always seen him as this intimidating, strong guy who actually has a soft side underneath all that rainbow stuff. And that's more evident in the comments and all that. So, who within the Smash roster would fit his vibe the best? Which one of the big dumb brute guys from Smash would fit this particular big dumb brute guy? Well, I went with Donkey Kong. I think it was a perfect fit. DK is of course the quintessential big dumb brute guy with a heart of gold from Nintendo, and I think it fit quite nicely. So for his design it was pretty straightforward. I had to modify DK's proportions a bit to fit the heavy pose better. It's more like he's a bit more anthropomorphic in here, but I think it worked out well. I noticed that Heavy's arms in his model are actually kind of super weird. Like, he's the big strong guy of the team, but his arms don't actually look like they have any muscle. They're just sort of large. DK's arms are super large though, so the pose was a bit trickier to pull off, but I think I got it. I made his expression be a bit more in line with DK's personality too, and his outfit is, well, I guess mostly the same, but I replaced all the bullets in his chest strap thing with bananas. And his submachine gun is now a wooden submachine gun, and it's supposed to be like an evolution of DK's classic coconut gun, which can fire in spurts. He's also shoeless, cause I can't really picture DK wearing shoes, that sounds kinda weird. And his Heavy logo is now the DK logo, and rest assured that he's still wearing his classic tie underneath the suit. And yeah, here's our DK Heavy. I like him, I think it's a great fit for both characters, and well, I hope you do too. So, the next most popular character in TF2, the other face of the franchise, Scout. Listen, I'm not even gonna dwell on this too much. You've seen the thumbnail of the video, and really, there's only one character in Smash that fits Scout this perfectly, and it's Sonic. I mean, Scout is the speedy guy, he's the runner, and he's quirky and a bit of an ass. Like, he's rude and cocky and arrogant, and all of these are attributes that he shares with Sonic. I mean, just the fact that Scout's main thing is speed was just a dead giveaway. It's just the perfect fit. I mean, imagine if Sonic had like a mature version of himself. He'd basically be Scout. So yeah, for his design it was kinda tricky, like trying to give Sonic the classic Scout hat, because I didn't want to mess up the silhouette of Sonic's quills, but I think it looks fine this way. You may also have noticed that I tried sketching on digital, and then just sorta dropped it, in favor of my paper sketch. That'll just happen a lot in my videos, I'm sorry, I hate sketching digitally. I try to balance what you keep from Sonic's design and what you take from Scout's, and so we ended up with him still having his classic shoes and gloves. I mean, I just couldn't get rid of Sonic's shoes, I'm sure you can understand that. I actually forgot to draw his earpiece until later on when I actually finished recording, and I was kinda conflicted on whether I should even add it at all, considering it doesn't really stay on his ear. But turns out that there's a bunch of official Sonic art out there of him just wearing headphones in the wrong place, which is really funny, so I just went with it and it looks cool. I also replaced Scout's classic metal bat with that one black baseball bat from Smash that just one-shots people. I thought it'd be a fun nod. So yeah, that's our Scout Sonic. Or Scout Nick, if you will. So yeah, I hope you like it, and yeah, let's move on to the next one.
Among Us.
I think Spy is maybe the most memed character in all of TF2. It's hard to say, they're all great contenders for such a honorable title, but Spy just has a really funny face with that mask. So who should we pick to be our Spy here? I think there's some good options like Sheik. Sheik is good. Should I pick Sheik? Okay, stop pretending. I didn't pick Sheik, even though it was a good pick. It had to be someone serious and like sort of no-nonsense type of character and sneaky too, and maybe someone that smokes. I mean, I think literally only one character for Smash has ever touched a cigarette, and that's Solid Snake, who's also a spy, so hey, I think it really fits. I wouldn't say their personalities really align all that well, but I picked him mostly for the vibes. I think the vibes fit a lot. I mean, the spy is like this very sort of sophisticated, cold dude who's sort of an ass. Like, he's just very condescending and not really a very good person. I mean, look at how he treats his son. And Snake isn't like that. I mean, he's a serious character, but he's not above the occasional joke or one-liner, and I wouldn't say he's mean either. He's a cool guy. I love him. But like I said, it was vibes, and the fact that he's a spy, I guess. For his design, I basically tried to incorporate Spy's suit, but with some of Snake's thingies that he has there, I guess they're bags or something. And instead of the spy mask, he's just wearing his iconic headband. I mean, it'd be very hard to tell them apart if he was wearing the mask. You may notice that he doesn't have the beard that he has in Smash, and that's on purpose, because in the actual games themselves, Snake doesn't really have that particular combo of beard and suit that he has in Smash, so I just thought I'd do it like this. He's also holding a zapper instead of an actual gun, because, you know, we're family friendly here. So yeah, that's Le Spy. I'm sorry, I'll never say that again. I hope you like how our Spy Snake turned out, and yeah, let's move on to the next one.
Boom. Headshot.
I think Sniper is probably my favorite out of all the TF2 mercs. Maybe it's just because he's like one of the most underlooked ones out of the entire cast, but I don't know, I just think he's cool. There's not really any snipers in the Smash roster though. I kinda had to be a bit creative here. Sniper himself has a really interesting personality. He's an assassin for hire who's also a really chill dude. Like, I think the Meet the Sniper video is my favorite out of all of them, because he's just a chill guy, sort of soft-spoken and very calm, and that's what kind of reminded me of Link. Okay, maybe there was a bit of a stretch, but yeah. I mean, Link does actually, you know, snipe sometimes. He does the time stop thingy in the air from Breath of the Wild and stuff. I mean, that's close enough for me. I do think the vibes fit though, so I went with Link indeed. For his design, I guess the most evident thing is that I replaced the actual sniper itself with Link's bow and arrow, which is kind of funny. But the outfit overall is mostly the same as Sniper. I mean, I just had to see Link wearing that stylish hat and sunglasses, because that looks slaps. I did want to make it a bit more unique though, even if minimally, so I kept Link's quirky Hylian shoes there and netted his quiver. Even if the design is not the same at all, his expression is also basically the default Link expression, while Sniper is usually a bit more, I guess, cocky, like it's that little smirk there. But yeah, I hope you like our Link Sniper here. I love him. Okay, so Demo was probably one of the hardest ones to pick the character for, because, I mean, his entire personality is just drunk. And I mean, there aren't really any drunk characters in Smash that we know of. Also, design-wise, there isn't really much to work with either, so I just went with Wolf, because they both got an eye patch. Yeah, please, I think it'll work out, alright? It's not like the vibes really match here, but with the way I drew him here, I think it fit. I mean, I can totally see Wolf as being a sort of maniac with a grenade launcher type character, you know? Not that I particularly know too much about him. But yeah, I did like this pick a lot in the end. I couldn't exactly think of a quick replacer for his grenade launcher though, so the thing here is that it's actually a Pokeball launcher. He launches Pokeballs instead of grenades, so that's why his suit there has Pokeballs and stuff. I guess he didn't know what this video was about. It's almost like this is Demo Man's Persona. Fun! Everybody loves Personas. But yeah, I guess it's mostly the same outfit as Demo too, with the exception that his eye patch is, well, just the same as the Wolf's original design, and I think it fits. The bandana just sort of fits Wolf's vibe, makes him look like a space pirate or something. So I hope you like how he turned out. Simple design, but I'm pretty happy with it. Angie is an interesting one, because in terms of physical characteristics, he's not exactly the most remarkable. His eyes are covered, his head has a hat, and his outfit is pretty simple. Not in a bad way or anything, I guess, just compared to the others, but he's very unique, being the only one who can, like, build stuff, I guess, and by stuff I mean guns, and I think that's a good enough foundation to work with. I mean, a lot of the characters in this Smash roster build stuff, I think. So, Steve. Steve is definitely the one that builds the most here, for sure. Honestly, I'm really proud of this pick. Look at him, he's so goofy. So yeah, I just took Angel's outfit and put it over Steve and making it more square-ish. Not entirely, I decided to make it look more normal with some areas like his collar and sleeves and stuff, just for the style. I mean, if everything was fully square, I think this would just look like an in-game engineer skin in Minecraft or something. I did some quirky switches for his tools too, like the tool he's holding is now the classic Minecraft axe, and his toolbox is now a crafting table. I mean, that's quirky and creative, right? But other than that, yeah, this is our Angie Steve. I love how his beard there has just been accepted to be his face expression. I mean, that's his face, man. I cannot imagine Steve having a beard. But yeah, I hope you like him. He's goofy.
Medic!
You know, there are 2 characters in the TF2 roster that have a doctorate, and neither of them are the medic. So in terms of personality, I'd say the medic is pretty unique. Like, he's a chaotic and kind of unhinged, maybe a bit crazy. I wouldn't exactly say he's a good person. But it's interesting because even then, I do get the feeling that he cares for his buddies. I don't know, I've always got this sense of camaraderie within the TF2 mercs, and I could be wrong, but I know, it's fun to believe. So I'm not gonna dwell on it too much. I kinda just picked the only character in Smash who, in fact, is a doctor, and that's Dr. Mario. His personality does not match with Mario's at all. I literally just picked him because they're both medics. But hey, I think it kinda fits. Their designs are pretty similar. I mean, they're like regular medic outfits, although the medic's outfit kinda looks more like he's some sort of combat medic. It's also a bit more reddish to show he's on the red team and all that. So yeah, because of that, he did end up looking a lot like how he does normally, but I did add a few things. The forehead doctor thingy that doctors usually wear is not a part of medic's outfit, so I kept it from Dr. Mario's design. He also has some Dr. Mario pills on his belt there, which I really think complemented the design. And the big saw that medic holds there is now a piranha plant. That way I'm also incorporating another character from the Smash into this project. He also has a way more neutral expression than that unhinged smile that the medic has going on for him, just to fit Mario's personality a bit more. I mean, Dr. Mario always has like a pretty serious expression in Smash, which is weird. So yeah, here's Dr. Medic Mario. I hope you like him. And next up is... I kinda struggled for who to pick for the soldier. He has a very unique personality. Like, he's clearly sorta crazy, but I wouldn't say he's evil. He's just dumb, and we love him like that. First I thought of Wario, cause like they both have funny screens and big hands, I guess. But I couldn't get it to work, so I decided on something a bit more underground. This is Peppy Hare. He's a character from Star Fox, and while he's not a fighter in the roster, he does appear as a spirit and as part of Fox Final Smash. And the reason I picked him is, well, his voice actor is none other than Rick May himself. That's right, he shares the same voice actor as Soldier. He's the one that says that classic line, you know, "Do a barrel roll!" I thought it'd be a cool reference and a cool tribute to Rick himself, who was an amazing voice actor. So yeah, it's a pretty straightforward design. That big soldier helmet just fits any head, you know? And I replaced his rocket launcher with a Nintendo Super Scope. I mean, I just sort of recolored it to look like it, you know? It was a bit hard to get the pose right in the beginning, but I think it worked out. He's like in this sort of, I don't know, soldier pose. That's really the best way to describe it. It's funny how his pose is kind of serious here, because the soldier is a funny, goofy guy, you know? It's kind of weird, but it's all good. And I think it turned out pretty good. Very cute. I wanted to do justice for Soldier. He's one of the more iconic characters in the game too, and I think Rick deserves it.
I fear no man, but that thing.
Pyro is interesting because he's, you know, someone that shows a lot of personality, even though he's almost entirely non-verbal, only making those silly mask noises. I kind of find it fascinating and, well, even a bit sad really, that from his perspective, he's a cool, nice guy, you know? But in reality, he's doing that. That's sort of what makes his character video one of the most interesting ones, but we're getting off topic. Alright, I'll give you 3 seconds to guess who I picked for Pyro. It's Pyro. And literally the only reason is because of their names. And because they both use fire. I mean, there's other firefighters in the roster, but I mean, the name thing was too good. Plus I was writing too many boys, and I wanted to include a girl to vary things a little bit. And I also wanted to play off of that theory that Pyro is actually secretly a girl. The design is very different. I mean, it's Pyro's outfit, but I put his jacket on Pyro's waist for the sake of character design, and I just thought it would look cool. Makes her look like a cool fireman or something. For the flamethrower, I sort of make like a mishmash of Pyro's sword and Pyro's weapon, so it's sort of like a quirky sword-shaped flamethrower. It's basically the same design as the sword was originally, but with some details that belong to Pyro's flamethrower. The mask also sort of just looks like a Shy Guy mask here, which wasn't intentional, but it's cute. So yeah, Pyro. I'm so smart, I know. Comedy gold right here. And you'd think we would be done at this point. I've done all the mercs in TF2, right? Well, I included one extra character that you might be familiar with. Yeah, Miss Pauline isn't really a playable character, but I think she's an iconic enough character from TF2 that it makes sense to include her here. I'm not super sure what she's totally about, but she's kind of like a secretary type of character, so I thought she fit really well with Isabelle. I mean, Isabelle is probably the only secretary in the Smash roster, so yeah, I do think it fits very well though. I tried drawing Isabelle in a sort of more how do you say that? Looking more like a human, I guess, just cause I thought it looked better among the other characters. Don't think weird things, alright? And yeah, it's a straightforward design, just Pauline's typical blue collar shirt and dress, although she's now shoeless, cause well, Isabelle doesn't wear shoes, I guess. Her little notepad thing that she's holding there now has a Smash symbol. So yeah, here we go, Miss Pauline Isabelle. I think she looks very adorable, and hopefully so do you. And with that, we've done that all the characters, woohoo! Okay, check this out. Here they are, all together. This shot of the whole team was too iconic for me to not recreate it. I think it actually worked out very well. Just ignore the fact that Soldier is floating there, it's okay. Thank you so much if you got this far in the video. Please, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your opinions on my little Smash Fortress 2 project. Also, let me know if you have any ideas for future projects like this that you'd like me to do. I'd love to hear it, for real. So yeah, please subscribe and... bye.